son? People out there in the TV lands, this is the official DLC Guys podcast show. I'm your host, Matt Bailey, along with my equal but totes fresh co-host, Mr. Xander Todd.
Oh, yeah.
And we are here live, coming at you live from the DF Dub, circa May 14th, 2019. Xander, how we doing today?
Feeling good. Feeling great.
Feeling great? How are you?
I'm so happy to be back.
I'm happy to be back.
It's been a long time coming.
It's been a long time. We came back for a brief hiatus, but then we left, but now we're back.
We came and left 2 times.
This time, okay. So yes, we're black and we're both dads, but that's not the reason we left and came back.
I know. We didn't go out to get cigarettes and never come back. I'm just happy to be back, man. Like DLC guys, man, just here to like talk about it.
Man, let's for those that are just tuning in for the first time, Xander, let's talk about a little bit how we got started and how our journey has came from its inception to here, and just who we are and what we're gonna be doing.
Yeah. Well, shout out to your brother, Donnell.
Who?
Like,
why?
Because that was the first time we really decided to like, okay, let's really do a podcast. Even though that podcast did not go anywhere.
Was he there?
We did it in his garage.
Did we?
Yeah. Remember we met at his garage?
Oh yeah, because my wife was doing something. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. And then we had him call in.
That was the bro.
It was cringeworthy. It was cringeworthy.
It was.
For our very first episode. Yeah.
I mean, but we've always like been friends. Like we're brothers now. Like, we just always had great conversations. Like, we just had fun.
So where did we meet?
At Chase Bank.
Chase Bank.
J.P. Morgan Chase.
In Irving, Texas.
Yes. And we met there, and the first thing that I thought about Matt when I first saw him was that he's an angry black man.
In khakis.
Yeah.
In khakis, by the way.
I just realized that he just didn't like this job.
Nah. I didn't too much care for the job. But, I remember that first day. You were late because your car got stolen.
That was crazy.
The first day on a new job, and you're late because your car got stolen.
That was the craziest
Thankfully, we had like real cool, kind of cool bosses there where it really wasn't that bad. But
I had the police report and everything. I was like, they are not going to believe me, like at all. They're gonna be like, okay, yes,
okay.
But it was cool.
Black man. But yeah, I remember that first day. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go out of my way to just be friendly to this person, and you never know what'll happen. And I mean, normally I'm not friendly, but I wanted to come off. I wanted to be the first person to like, introduce myself, because normally I'm not that guy. I'm very outgoing once I know you, or once like the door's open, but like opening the door, that's not me. That's not what I do. But with Xander, I was like, you know what? Let me just do this. Let me just go ahead and reach out, and that's what he taught me.
Yeah. And did I do that with you? Like, the first thing I said to you was that, "Hi, I'm Xander." And I read the OG book.
No,
I did that with Cody.
No, yeah,
Okay.
we did that with Cody.
But I mean, so we met at Chase, and we used to have lunch breaks. So on these lunch breaks,
breaks,
we used to just we always listen to podcasts while we were at work. So we were like, why don't we just record something?
Yeah, we had some of the greatest conversations in those 45 minutes.
Oh my God.
And we were like, you know what? We need to record this stuff that we're talking about, because people would just laugh all day.
And I had some stuff to say about some of the
man.
Hey, but thank goodness that those podcasts did not get
They did not get saved.
Oh my my God.
I do not want my kids listening to that. I mean, I wish I had it for myself because it was some of the funniest stuff that I've ever heard in my entire life.
But it was crazy.
Yeah, it was not. Yeah, we couldn't monetize that.
Nah.
couldn't monetize that at all.
But I mean, we're here. We love games. We love movies, TV shows, pop culture, anything like that. Man, we're here to talk about it.
Yeah, and we chose the name DLC guys because that's what we talk about. It's not just strictly games, as he was saying, even though that's where the term was actually coined, was for games and buying content in games. But we're going to talk about video games, of course. We're going to talk about systems. We're going to talk about technology. We're going to talk about videos on YouTube. We'll be doing reactions and stuff. We're also going to cover TV and movies. Like Game of Thrones series finale is coming next Sunday.
All things Marvel.
Yeah, we're gonna do Marvel. We're gonna talk about a lot of stuff, but our main thing is we're back.
We're back. Back at it like we never left.
We're gonna be doing some ASMR stuff to get some more views.
Hey, them ASMR videos be trending all the time.
They do, and I don't know why.
You know what? Though?
Weird.
It's the weirdest thing because it's some type of sexual tension up in those. I just gotta say, like, I'm like, this is really weird, and I know it's some. It always be like a lady, and like talking and it's weird to me. It's like she's whispering in your ear.
Yes.
And I know it's some freaky dudes.
And you know what? You know what it is? It's because they're using that Blue Yeti, which it has the omnidirectional mic setting. So you hear it on your left side, and it's like they move over to the right, and
it's so.
I don't know why people think that's like the greatest thing in the world, or if it's some weird type fetish, but. We're gonna do some of that.
Yeah,
we're gonna make fun of people. Yeah, we're just gonna do whatever we want.
I'm gonna get all dolled up for you.
It might be some skits.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, we love to have fun.
There's a skit I've been talking about for a long time.
We're gonna do it.
And we're gonna do it.
Yeah, we're gonna do that. Coming soon, Matt's skit.
That's what it should be called. Coming soon, Matt's skit.
Matt's skit corner.
It has to do with just to give you a little brief overview.
Just give him a tab. Don't give him too much.
It's a cross between the old Coke commercials with Mean Joe Green and How to Catch a Predator.
And that's it. Don't give him no more. Speaking of, we're off topic already, but this is how it is. But you said To Catch a Predator. Do you know that he's on YouTube?
Who, Predator?
What's his name? I'm about to say Scott Hansen. Chris Hansen.
Chris Hansen.
He has a YouTube channel.
Are you serious? He's catching predators on YouTube?
And he's been he's releasing his old stuff. But he also released like these update videos that are shot in like 420p. It's the worst. It's the worst quality. Like, he needs to up his game. But yeah, he's back on YouTube.
That's interesting.
Yeah. Well, let's jump into it. We got a lot to talk about.
So, real quick, if you like what we're doing so far, why don't you go ahead and level up and subscribe?
Yeah,
that's what I'm gonna tell you. If you've leveled up, we may pick somebody out and just like, I mean, once we get to where we're doing real good, we may pick a random level upper. Is that how you like to say?
We'll work on that.
A random person who recently leveled up.
You'll get leveled up.
Microsoft exclusive.
Shout out to the E3.
Oh my gosh, I was watching that.
Exclusive.
I was watching that the other day.
World premiere.
I was laughing so hard. You know what? This E3 when we do that, we should live stream.
Yeah, live reaction.
We should live stream that, and we should do a counter of how many times they do world premiere exclusive.
Shoot, well,
and we'll do a poll. We'll do a poll as what the over or under is.
Speaking of E3, is E3 dead? Who's going?
Sure.
Like, Nintendo is not going to be there. Sony confirmed that they're not going to be there.
It's basically a Microsoft show. So it's going to be a lot of world premiere exclusives.
And a lot of computer game. I guess developers will be there, but I mean, it's like we've always wanted to go to E3. And if somebody wants to send us to E3 for free, that's fine too. You can send that to us.
Real talk.
But now it's kind of like, and so, I mean, Nintendo does Nintendo Direct. Sony, what do they call there?
PlayStation update or something.
Yeah,
I
it's like 10 minutes. Like, I mean,
that's at least Nintendo's is like an hour.
Yeah, I mean
45 minutes. That PlayStation stuff. I don't. I'm gonna need y'all to come up with a little bit longer because that's not enough. That's
now,
just a commercial.
Has it been confirmed? Are they gonna do? So that is gonna take over for E3 and the PlayStation experience.
I think PlayStation is still gonna do their PlayStation experience.
Like at the end of the year.
Yeah. In December, because I mean that's where they announce all their stuff, and I think they've been trying to transition over to doing that over the past couple of years with their PlayStation experience, because that's been bigger than what they've shown at E3.
Yeah.
So I think they're still going to do that, and I think they're going to do the state of plays every quarter.
State of play, that's it.
Yeah. I think they're going to be doing those every so often, just to remind people, or maybe when they have a few games that are ready to release, and then they want to get some notoriety out of that, then it'll be like that.
I mean, I enjoyed the time because we live in the DFW area, Dallas area, and we went to the
PlayStation's E3.
Yeah, at the movie theater.
Yeah. It was dope.
It was dope, man.
It was.
Like, we didn't get a chance to go to California to E3 or wherever it is, but I mean, it was dope. Like, they had a representative there that was passing out stuff, and we got some free stuff. We got to see games. We got to sit with other people that love.
Oh man. And I was actually listening to this podcast too, where at that one that we went to. That's when they announced Fortnite, and we did a podcast where we were talking about it. We were talking about how we went, and then what we thought. We were so amped about Fortnite. We was like, oh man, I can't wait to build forts at night, and then I can't wait until to play the
world.
We didn't even.
They didn't have battle royale.
The battle royale was nowhere. Nope. To be heard of. Nobody knew about it. And of course we never got the actual game of what Fortnite actually was supposed to be.
No, it's available, but you have to buy it, but they always said that it was going to be free.
And they said that 2 years ago.
Yeah, it's never going to be free because the battle royale scene is so big. Like, I mean,
they should have came out with the other one. I would have enjoyed that.
Yeah. I wish some way they could integrate both of them, like maybe just a big scale save the world, like some way to integrate it. But I mean, they're making so much money now, they don't care about. Like you can buy. I mean, it's still in what they could developer mode.
It's still technically a beta.
Yeah.
But that doesn't make sense. Why are you updating your beta so much, like with seasons?
Yeah.
So they just had season 9 come out.
Season 9. I mean, and it's a phenomenon. I mean, it kind of changed the industry. Because you have so many battle royale games. I mean, of course, PUBG was before Fortnite.
The PUBG, they couldn't sustain it.
And it was on PC. So, and it wasn't free, I don't think. Like, Fortnite came out free on all consoles. Like,
and now they got crossplay.
Yeah, crossplay
with every single platform,
including PlayStation now.
That was a major thing.
Yeah.
And I have not played Fortnite in over a year.
I've played it sometimes, but I've never gotten to level 100 or whatever. I mean, I'm not into it.
Nobody cares about that. Nobody cares because we're grown people.
Yeah.
If I'm gonna play something like that, I'm gonna play it in like Battlefield 5, which
Yeah.
Spoiler alert, I had never played it, but I deleted it.
I did like Blackout on Call of Duty.
Yeah, it was all right.
Yeah.
I've been on that Division, though. The
Yes.
Division. I was playing with some randoms the other day. Yesterday. Was it yesterday? No, the day before. The night before last night. And I got up to, I think I'm close to level 24 now.
Yeah, I think I'm level 22. I mean, I know there's a lot of people
Bro,
that's already maxed out right now, but we
to
enjoy the game.
There is this one mission that, my gosh, you cannot do with 2 people. You just can't. You got to have 4 people. And I think, like, okay, so there's been a lot of talk that I've actually seen about the Division and how the kind of matchmaking for those things is kind of broken. But I realized something that I did not know. So just in case you're playing and you've never done this, you should do it. And you should probably do it too. So by default, when you go to matchmake for a mission, there's a thing, I think it's called like event group. If you press start and go into the menu, right as you're like kind of outside of the area, the area for the mission. If you press start, go to event group. By default, it's set for friends only. So if you make that public, then when you go into it, if you hit match, and then once you hit matchmaking and then back out and then start the mission, then people will periodically join you. In that. I did not realize that until I saw a video on it. So maybe I'll make a video on how to do it. But yeah, it helps so much, because trying to do those missions by yourself, it's not gonna happen unless you're just like the world's greatest Division player, which I don't think anybody is.
I think Division 2 is a solid game. Like,
it is.
I think it doesn't get
really
as much
good
credit as it deserves. I think because of the first Division. I was about to say the Division.
First, yeah, that's right.
But I'm enjoying the game. I mean, it has loot, crafting, leveling up.
Yeah.
The AI is very responsive. They will flank you. You cannot stay still.
And they will call out what you're doing.
Yeah, and
I like that.
I haven't found any ways to cheese the enemies. Like,
yeah, you really have to use strategy. Like I've found my perfect strategy, especially if I'm trying to do a side mission by myself. I will make sure that I have both the regular turret that just shoots the auto rifle turret, and I have the flying auto rifle turret. So I'll lay down fire, and then I'll go to move to like a left and a right place. And if I'm starting to get a lot of heat, I'll put up one turret and then just fire with that in my other turret. As soon as that one's done, or once it gets close, I'll go ahead and dismantle that turret. Never let the turret die by itself. If you can muster it, never let it die by itself, because if you dismantle it, it will take off half the time that it normally uses to dismantle, or to cool down.
And man, we haven't even gotten to the specialists.
Yes, I know, right? And they said the game is supposed to start at the end game. That's where the meat of everything is supposed to be, in the end game, and I haven't even gotten there yet.
I know, and it's a grind.
It is,
and I don't mind it. I don't mind the grind.
It reminds me of like the Dark Below Taken King.
Yeah, I think the only gripe I will have is that, I guess because we're leveling up so much and the gear levels up too.
Yeah.
Is that when I find a gun that I really like, then I come across a gun that's more powerful, and it's like there's no reason to use this gun anymore.
Right.
But I think that would change once we get to level 30.
Yeah.
Like we can find some.
We'll find some real good rolls and some stuff that's more even that you can keep. Yeah. I can't wait for that.
Yeah.
It was great. It's great, even though we weren't even scheduled to talk about the Division, but hey, That's what it's all about.
All right, let's jump into our list.
What do we have on the list? We have PlayStation 5, Xbox, what I'm going to call the new Xbox console, Xbox Zero, because why not? And we're going to throw a little Google Stadia in there. So, AKA next generation hardware.
Yes.
What do we know about it? Well, I'm glad you asked, and I'm glad you're watching this video because we're getting ready to talk about it. So, the PlayStation 5, the things that we do know is it's going to have AMD's Ryzen chips built in. And if you know if you're any kind of PC gamer or you build, Ryzen has made a name for themselves for those chips as being very, very efficient, not running so hot, but also being really powerful. Now they're still not as powerful as an i7, like the highest tier i7 or i9s.
i9 now,
but golly, man, those i9s are stupid.
That i9 900.
Yes.
Yeah.
But for your budget, you can still max out your settings and not have to pay an arm and a leg for top tier
How many
i7.
cores?
How many cores is the PS4 gonna have?
Yeah.
PS5 gonna have? Oh, that's a good question. I don't know if did they say how many cores?
It's AMD 8 core.
Yeah,
8 core.
Yeah, 8 core AMD chipset on there.
I mean, the thing about it with the PS5, because I've always had a PlayStation, I had an Xbox 360, but I've always thought about building a PC. That's always been in the back of my mind, because you always see these videos with somebody that has a maxed out PC and they're able to like put the graphics on like super high.
Yeah.
And I've always said, okay, is this the time when I need to build me a PC? And of course, the PC master race is going to be like, you'll get more bang for your buck. But sometimes I just want to get the exclusives. I want to sit down in front of my TV. I just want to hold a controller.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm happy to see them like really put some specs into this. It has support for 8K television.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some 8K sets out right now, but they're not as popular. But when this comes out, it's probably going to be popular.
I will have to say this. After gaming for a couple of years using a monitor and then going back to a TV, or kind of switching back to a TV off and on, I don't like gaming on a TV.
I feel you.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, the refresh rate.
Yeah. It's like little things.
Yeah.
Like when you're in a FPS, where that stands for first person shooter. Just a couple of things, like whenever you're trying to find out where somebody's coming at or where somebody's hiding, and being able
coming at,
you know what I meant. Get your mind out of the gutter, Xander. No, but whenever you're in a first person shooter, being able to point somebody out really quickly and have it not be choppy. Those are the little things that you need to look for in the kind of TV.
And that's what makes me want, to go back and forth with PCs as well, because you have these monitors that are designed like FreeSync.
Yeah.
That's designed for the computer to work together to have a high refresh rate and no tearing of the images and stuff like that. I think though, LG TVs are getting better at that latency and stuff like that. TVs are getting better, but monitors are still
I'm sorry. You said LG TVs and I was like, you forgot the GBT. You forgot the GB. LGB TVs.
Don't get us
LGB TVs, they're getting better. They're getting more rights.
Canceled.
They're getting more rights and everything,
Shout out to the LGB.
Should put a what is it? Captain Kangaroo Pimp.
Right.
Oh no. That was who was that? It wasn't Captain Kangaroo Pimp. From Black Dynamite. Oh, I'm gonna I'm gonna see. I'm gonna find a clip.
But
that was Crenshaw Pete.
Yeah,
Crenshaw Pete. Speaking of which, hashtag if you haven't seen Black Dynamite, go watch it right now.
Watch that.
That's a hilarious movie. It's my favorite movie.
We'll do a review on that. We need to do a review on that.
Yes.
But the biggest thing from this, two things. Ray tracing. They announced that's from the graphic cards, just to bring more detail, shadows, and different things like that, which make a big difference. But the biggest thing is the SSD storage, which I think what separates consoles from computers is that SSD.
Yeah. That
memory to be able to move fast, like to cut down on loading times and stuff like that. Yeah.
And so another thing that's interesting, and I can't wait to really figure out what they're talking about, but or what it actually sounds like, is they said that PlayStation 5 is going to be having what's called 3D audio, which gives you a three-dimensional kind of field of view for your listening. So I don't know how to kind of explain what that might be, but it sounds amazing. Now I don't know if you would have to have a 3D audio kind of headset or headset configuration.
That, Atmos. What is the
That's an energy company, bro.
It's a
Atmos Energy.
Yeah, but
that's what I got for my gas.
It's a I'm losing it, but I think it's called Atmos. Like, if you go to the new theaters, they explained that they have that new system.
Okay.
And it's some we'll look into that, but
yeah,
I think the 3D sound is also setting up a big push for PlayStation VR. I think this is the time when you build a powerful enough console to really jump into PS VR, because right now it's limited, and because the resolution is 1080 right now, so you can still get sick on some games with the movement and stuff.
It's supposed to, was it 1080 in both eyes, or is it like I think it's 1080 in both eyes, but like the graphics in it, they just look bad. It's very.
I've been seeing some games though and I think they've been running on PC rigs though, so I think that in order for them to double down on like the PlayStation VR and not make it just a gimmick, they need powerful hardware.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
I agree. And yeah, you're right. It is. It's supposed to be resembling the experience of Dolby Atmos.
Dolby Atmos.
Dolby Atmos.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming that you won't need like extra headsets, so you should be able to wear your SteelSeries headsets or Turtle Beach or whatever. Speaking of which, don't get Turtle Beach, get SteelSeries. SteelSeries. I'm looking at you.
Series.
We both rocking the SteelSeries headsets right now, and they sound amazing.
And guess what? We're gonna put a link in the description for the SteelSeries. You can get them on Amazon. They're pretty cool.
Can.
And I mean, are you excited about the PS5? They said the release date is between 2020 and 2022, which I think it'll be 2020 because it's time.
2022? Why would it be 2022?
I think they're just giving themselves room.
I think that you said when?
2020 and 2022. I think
I could see fall of 2020.
Yeah.
Next year. So we still got the rest of this year. I think they'll announce it maybe at at the PlayStation Experience in December. Or is it December or November?
It's around the end of the year.
Now that's something I'd like to go to.
I think it's December because I think I remember December 12th.
Yeah.
Going 1 year. But I mean, I'm excited for it because we all initially thought that this would be the last console generation for physical copies.
Yeah.
And that everything would be streaming, which is what Google is wanting to do. I'm interested to see the games that they launch with it. Hopefully, my wish is that GTA 6 is a launch title, but Red Dead Redemption is
That'd be
still
dope.
out. So
That'd be dope. I mean that would make sense because Red Dead came out. Did it came out earlier this year or was it last year?
And I think the cycle was like 2 years after Red Dead Redemption came out. Then the next GTA came out. So it's kind of like they kind of cycle them like that.
Yeah.
But a GTA 6 game on a brand new console.
You know how dope that would be.
Oh,
I mean, you can still find GTA 5 for like $40,
and people still stream it, still play it.
Yes.
Like, it's an awesome game.
I don't think we've ever seen a game have that much success ever.
No.
I mean, even with like Super Mario, it's one of the most popular games
Super
of all
Mario
time.
is iconic.
But this is completely different.
Yeah.
This is almost over. It's getting close to 10 years that this game has been going stronger than like even what is this? It came out in 2013.
It
right?
released on the PS3.
Really, right? Released on previous generation, and even now, 7 years later, 7 or 8 years later, it's doing way better than No Man's Sky ever did.
Yeah. Even though I'm starting to like No Man's Sky now. It's getting better.
I'm waiting. I'm waiting for the VR experience to come out. That's what I want. Oh man, so one of us has to get a PSVR, and then we got to do the Five Nights at Freddy's together.
Oh, I've never played it.
Do you know what it is?
Yes, I know what it is. I've seen videos, but I've never played it.
Oh, Five Nights at Freddy's in VR, bro. That's gonna be so amazing.
I don't even like. I guess it would be good for us to do because I rarely play horror games.
Oh man,
but
I the last horror game I played was Fear 2. No, I played Fear 3. Fear 3 was all right. And we're gonna pause. That's the wife, real quick.
All right.
That's the kind.
$185. $20. He owe me $20.
For the $20.
$20.
He bet you $20.
Uh-huh.
Come on, baby.
Let me see what you got, right?
Ready?
You say you go hit it one time, or?
One time.
And we're back. So let's talk about Avengers Endgame.
And I know it's already been out, but we wanted to wait and talk about this with y'all.
But y'all ain't here, so we're just gonna talk about it amongst ourselves.
Let's jump into it.
Okay. So Xander
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. Spoiled stuff gets spoiled. No, Xander is the resident Marvel Cinematic Universe / Marvel expert. Period. He knows everything about everything, and
Love Marvel.
hates DC for some reason. I don't know.
I like Batman.
He
Flash is okay.
he noticed he didn't deny hates DC. He said, "Yeah, I like Batman." Okay, so
How did you like the movie?
That's what I'm saying first. On a rating scale of 1 to 10, I gave it a 9.
Okay.
I gave it a 9/8.5. Yeah,
Okay.
8.5.
Respectable.
I've been telling people 9, but it's really 8.5. And it's only one thing. It's one thing, but it was so glaringly bad that I can't get over it, and I need your help.
Let's go.
Okay, so the one thing in Avengers Endgame that I thought, well, I guess it's two things, and that I thought was, I think the first one should have been done differently. I don't think it should have been Iron Man to die. I think it should have been Captain America. I really feel like Captain America should have been the one to die.
All right, let's jump into it.
Because Captain America is the one that got Tony Stark to go back in time. It's what he said.
But Tony Stark started the Avengers.
So, no, he didn't. He was just
Nick Fury did, but Iron Man was a recruiter.
He was a recruiter, but he wasn't the first Avenger.
Iron Man had the visions, though.
True, and I'll give you that. So, but that to me does not necessarily mean that he's the one that needs to die. I really felt the right move would have been to make Captain America die, because he was the most righteous one out of all of them, as we saw, because he was able to pick up Thor's hammer. And side note, was Thor's hammer? Why did he have Thor's hammer? Did Thor lose his hammer like somewhere within the Marvel Cinematic Universe?
Yes, and Ragnarok.
No, but his sister broke it.
Yes, when they went back into time, Thor went there and he was talking to his mom, and he's like, "Hold on," and he held out his hand, and he said, "It's still here." Like, that was before. So when he went back in time, that was Thor: Dark World, because I forgot her name. She had the,
okay.
yeah,
So he went back in time.
Ragnarok.
So did his mother die in Ragnarok?
No, his mother died in Dark World.
Which one was the Dark World?
Thor 2. When he was the evil elf.
Okay. Got you.
The one glaring mishap of MC universe.
Yeah.
Which is,
we're not going to talk about that.
Well, you know what? This movie actually made that movie relevant, which was like, because of them going back in time and him having that conversation with his mom before she died. That's why I say it made it relevant. Like,
okay.
So, I mean, so he was able to get Mjolnir back from that time period.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, okay. That's cool. I just felt the right thing to do was to make Captain America die, because in Captain America essentially just a Kree?
Well, he has the super serum but you talking about like the way Agent Coulson had?
Yeah. I remember we were talking about this, and you said
it's like nobody can get the serum that Captain America got.
Because that engineer's gone.
Yeah, everything after that is trying to get back to that.
Yeah.
So he's not technically a Kree. Like, so.
Okay. So who is the person that you find out Captain America is not really Captain America? It's not really Steve Rogers.
Well, the Skrulls.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's what I meant to say.
Yeah, that was in the comic books.
Like, I was expecting him to be found out to be a Skrull, like that particular Captain America.
Now that would have been interesting.
That's what I was hoping for.
But here's the thing, though. I understand why they didn't go that route, because this is the end game, right? This is a close, like, that's a big plot. You know, that if they had 4 more movies to make, maybe that could have been a thing. But they had to shut it down. Like, this was it. Like, this was the end game.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, let's start from the beginning. Like, I felt like, as a fan of the MCU,
I still didn't even say that was the minor.
Well, what's the big one? I know it has to do something with the time.
No. I felt
Okay.
I felt the time was fine. It was Captain Marvel.
Oh,
I felt Captain Marvel in the Avengers was pointless. And when I say pointless, I mean from a plot standpoint. Yes, she came back and she started handling up on Thanos, but why? If her, like, number one, she was not there for Earth. She was never there for Earth or the Avengers. She was only there for Nick Fury, and she wanted to kill whoever took out Nick Fury.
yeah.
She had no ties and no allegiances to Earth, so therefore she did not care. Plus, she gave that excuse that was like, well, there's other places that are just like this all around the
planet.
yeah, all around the galaxy. So I'm like, okay, well, nobody cares about that right now. We care about what's happening on Earth and the people that are in this story. I feel like if they wanted to play her, if they wanted her role to be like that, then Captain Marvel should have came out 3 years ago.
Yeah, the thing about Captain Marvel, and I think this is why it was everybody wanted to see a Captain Marvel movie, right?
Yeah.
Here's the thing: Captain Marvel has the same problem that Superman has. Like, really, it's a problem for a writer
Buns of steel.
because super powerful can destroy anything. Like, no weaknesses. Like, but Superman has the little rock thing, little kryptonite.
Little rock.
He got a little rock problem. But
Hashtag side note, where they keep getting all this kryptonite from?
hey, Lex Luthor,
Where does he get it from?
Five Below. But Captain Marvel, like, the movie would have been 20 minutes. Like, it's tough. It's tough. I hate that. I would say that it's a 9 for me too, because you brung that up. I kept going back and forth. Like, okay, I understand that. Okay, Captain Marvel is protecting the universe as a whole.
Yeah.
But to protect the universe as a whole, take care of Thanos,
Right.
which is on Earth.
Right.
So if you take care of Thanos on Earth, you don't have to worry about
Very much. Then you can take your time and not feel like
rushed.
right.
And like you're losing people because you're on this planet. Like, it's tough. Like that is a significant problem that I'm interested to see how Marvel moves forward, because we got Guardians of the Galaxy 3 confirmed.
Yeah. As Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah. That's actual comic. You know that?
Yeah, I do know that.
But not the same people.
It's a world exclusive.
But how do you write Captain Marvel? Like, that's why Superman is so tough. Like, Superman versus Batman, they just stretched that out because Superman is unstoppable.
He's not really unstoppable. He's not, because there are a lot of people that challenge him in the comics and basically like whoop the dog mess out of him.
I think that's the writers. And since Superman was made at an age of comics where, you know, Man of Steel, like, this is the most powerful man ever, you know?
Yeah.
Like, they weren't thinking long term. So writers have to show you that he's vulnerable. But sometimes it comes out as like, why did this stop Superman?
Yeah.
When he's done this before. Like, and back to Captain Marvel, I don't think she's as strong as Superman. I don't know. I don't know. But I like the Captain Marvel movie alone. Like, a lot of people didn't like it. They think that Brie is not a good actor for the Captain Marvel role. But I feel like she's perfect for it because
she would have been. You know what? I kind of understand that. However, I feel that she probably would, if they made another Terminator movie, she'd be a great Terminator.
Yeah, she has no emotion. You talking like
Yeah.
that? Yeah, a lot of people are saying that, but
Now, what was the race that? What was the name of the race that
Kree.
took her? Okay, yeah, okay. So
Yeah,
it was the
so
Kree.
she has Kree.
I think she just, in a lot of the scenes, she seemed very emotionless, even though the scene was calling for a lot of emotion. Like, okay, so in Avengers, when she just shows up and Thor's like, I like this one, or he pulls his hammer and she doesn't flinch, and he's like, I like this one. Yeah, okay, I get the stare down. I get, okay, she's not flinching.
Yeah.
But like this is like an emotional thing. Like she didn't mention Nick Fury once. She didn't mention the reason why she was there, or you know what she did? She did. She said, "I'm here to kill." She said something along the lines of, "I'm here to kill Thanos because he killed Nick Fury." Oh, okay, we get that. Everybody wants to take out Thanos. But did she went to the planet with him, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, she did. But then it was just like,
Yeah,
it was frustrating. I felt like there
She's
should have
lacking.
been a lot more of her in the story. Like show us. They didn't even show us what she was doing on another planet.
But here's another thing too. I think Captain Marvel was written before. No, her part in I think her part in Avengers Endgame is something that where the writers weren't on the same page.
Right.
So we didn't get a lot of like the same consistency.
Yeah.
So they had to find a way to. Of course, you have to put her in Endgame because you just had the movie,
Right.
which did well.
That to me was the worst part.
I wish she could have came in Phase 4.
I
That would have been better.
I would have much rather her came. I didn't mind her character. I didn't mind the way that she was portrayed in the movie. I just feel like how she was portrayed in the movie and the timing of her movie came out.
Yeah.
I think her movie should have came out several years before, so it wasn't so fresh, because it came out earlier this year. And, just a couple months before Endgame comes out, you're expecting, oh, we just saw Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
Oh, Captain Marvel's going to be this great thing, going to have, she's all powerful. I'm all for it. She can take down anybody. And for her, and to get manhandled like that by Thanos, which I understand Thanos is like the strongest being.
He's a beast.
He is a beast. So, I love how he was portrayed manhandling everybody. I just think for that same impact to the same impact of Captain Marvel to be felt and not have it feel like it was
Brushed.
just left flat
Yeah.
and just kind of neglected. We need time to like forget Captain Marvel for all intents and purposes.
I see what you're saying. Like, so when she came back and took down the ship,
Yeah.
I almost would have liked if that's the first time we saw her.
You know what? I
Like,
can see that. Yeah.
Then you'd be like, oh my God, I forgot Captain Marvel is here.
Yeah.
Instead of her making an excuse, oh, I got to go save other planets.
Yeah.
If
they,
that was the first time I seen her, I would have been, that would have did it.
And then the movie comes out like later on.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would have been great because people would have been like, "Oh my God, who is this?
Who is this?
Who is this?" And
Then we get an origin
that would have
story.
been a much better thing, a much better. I like that.
Yeah.
So they get it gets a 7.5.
Ooh.
No, I'm just playing. No, it's still about 8.5, 9.
What else did you have? What did you?
Yeah, Thanos was whooping everybody. I loved it.
Thanos.
Oh my God.
He's one of the greatest villains I've seen on the big screen
Yeah.
because he makes sense almost.
Yeah.
That's what makes a great villain, though.
Yeah.
Like where you like, you know what?
If you can sympathize with a villain,
He's doing
Yeah.
this so that the resources and people will live. Like, it's almost crazy, But
And you be seeing all the memes of people stuck in traffic.
yeah,
You know what? I'm not saying I would do the same thing, but I get it, Thanos.
boy, when he found out all the time travel stuff,
Yeah.
he jumped through the portal, like, and he sat down, like, you come to me, like,
Yeah.
let me tell you though, let me rewind it again because we're all over the place. That's because we love the movie and I'm a fanboy. We both saw this in the theaters, right?
Yeah.
When they had the gauntlet and Hulk was doing his thing and Ant-Man was out there seeing the birds and Thanos blew up like he was not playing.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my goodness, like it made it feel real.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
that was probably the best fight sequence I've seen.
and him with that double sword, he was
You know what? I think the anticipation of that entire fight was just about as intense of an anticipation as the Matrix was when Neo fights
that's a
Smith
good
again.
point. Yeah.
When he was like at the very last battle, everybody was waiting for that.
And here's the thing, Thanos was like, I don't know why y'all are like, I don't know y'all too well, but I know y'all in my way.
Yeah.
And the other side is like, we can't stand, like, we gonna make sure this time, like,
Yeah.
and man, like, I mean, all the characters in here, I mean, what you think, who do you think had the best, like, how do I want to put this? Who's the best character in here?
Oh,
like,
Thor.
Thor.
Without a doubt.
Me too.
Without a doubt. Thor's my favorite Avenger. You brought somebody who was like, for all intents and purposes, a god in stature. Like, women loved him and guys thought he was cool, but guy was gonna be like, oh yeah, Thor, that dude's handsome, like, real talk.
Yeah.
Like, dude, that dude could get it if I was late. Nobody's gonna say that,
Nah.
right? But you bring him down, make him more guy-like.
Human.
With that beer gut and like,
Let me tell you though.
who was it? Who was it? Somebody called him Lebowski.
Yeah. I think
Dude,
it was confirmed that they're like, well, yeah, in the movie they said it.
Yeah.
But like, that's the look they were going for. But
Yeah.
I mean, let's go back to the beginning. Like, this movie has so many ups and downs. It didn't feel like 3 hours to me. I could have seen it go more. Like,
Yeah.
but when they went to the planet and found Thanos, Thor was playing no games.
He was not.
He lost his temper. Like, when it was weird to me though, because I'm like, okay, Thanos is dead in the first 10 minutes.
Yeah. I was
And
like,
Thanos bust through that house and cut his, like, they were trying to pull the gauntlet off. Thor just cut it off. Like,
yeah, he said. It's like, where was this?
that's
Where
what
was
I thought
this?
too. Like,
And I'm like, okay.
but he did have control of the stones in Infinity War, so he could have not reversed time, but the reality stone, something like that.
Oh yeah.
Because remember, Gamora stabbed him, and he just took the reality stone.
Oh
like,
yeah.
But and then, I mean, cut his head clean off. Like, and you can see that he was living with that the whole time. I mean, it was only 22 days had passed.
It seemed like he was like depressed.
Well, remember, Thanos said you should have went for the head.
Yeah.
So Thor is thinking that this is my fault with him being the God character.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
he's like, man, I let everybody down. So the next opportunity I get, I'm cutting his head off. Like, but it was too late. And then we see him going to this deep depression, playing Fortnite. It was
with
the 69
Zorg.
Yeah, Zorg. But what was the? He said that kid's back on the game again.
You know what? He's like my favorite character. Period.
Zorg.
Yes.
Now Zorg, what's the
way he's portrayed by the director?
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, he's funny.
Oh,
Like
that's hilarious.
Ragnarok is
I think
Top
that's
5.
I think Ragnarok's my favorite movie.
out of all of them.
Yeah.
All of them.
Yeah.
The first Avenger. Like when you see all of them come together.
Yeah.
Well, okay. I mean,
Because I mean,
I wouldn't argue.
I wasn't real big on the the Avengers when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Because I really didn't know about it. Because I
Yeah.
mean, I knew about Bible Man. Oh my God! Hold up!
I think you sent it to me.
Did I?
Yeah. Was it purple or something?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my God! It's a meme that somebody made. Oh, it was hilarious. It said, when you ask your mom to go see Endgame.
Oh yeah.
And she's like, we got Endgame at home. And it's Bible Man.
Yeah. You put it on Facebook.
Like Thor. Oh my gosh. I was laughing for the longest because that's so true. Like my mom would say that exact same thing. And that would be the thing that she
Bible
would make.
Man.
If
Maybe
you
they'll
never-
do a reboot of Bible
Oh
Man.
my God, Bible Man.
But I mean, Thor was to see Thor come all the way down, like you said. That was pretty funny. Oh my God, we're looking at Bible Man right now.
Oh my God.
That's why nobody goes.
Oh my God. It was like that picture or something like that.
Yeah, where was Bible Man and Blank Man?
Johnny Five. Wait, was that the right one? Blank Man? No, Blank Man.
No, Blank Man was Robert Townsend. Right?
Yeah, where he flew 10 feet off the ground because he was afraid of heights.
Was it Blank Man? That Blank Man? I don't know.
No, Blank Man was
Was G5?
yeah, Johnny Five.
Johnny 5. I said G5.
Robert Townsend was Meteor Man.
Meteor Man. Wow.
And a whole race of light skins with bleach blonde hair.
That's messed up, man. Set light skinned folks back.
Yo, we need to do some video series. We need to do a video series where we watch movies like that. Old school movies, and then just like laugh.
Yeah. I agree.
My gosh. Okay, so getting back to the Avengers Endgame movie.
I think Thor was a great character. Like when he was in the room explaining where the gem was, where the stone was, and he was drunk.
Oh
and
yeah,
he started talking
yeah.
about his old flame. Everybody was embarrassed for him. They was like, "Oh my god, don't say nothing."
Yes.
Like
He's like, and then I left her. Well, she left me actually.
they was like, "Is he dead?" Like when you see a dude sitting in the
Right.
corner inside with sunshades. Like, yeah, man. And he didn't change. Like, he didn't magically get his abs back.
Right,
He was
didn't.
fat throughout the
He
whole.
stayed there, and I was like, yes, this is what it's all about.
But man, like, I mean, because a total difference from Infinity War. Like, Infinity War, like, he was the man. Like, he came to Wakanda
Yeah,
and shut it down. Like,
yeah, he did. What was that? His name Zorg?
I can't. I'm blanking on that, but I know who you're talking about. Like,
Yeah,
he was in there playing Fortnite with him, and
what's the little purple one's name?
I don't know. I just can still see him eating that pizza. But I mean, it was cool to see them from Ragnarok and see their new home.
Oh yeah. That was pretty dope. And then to see Valkyrie take over,
Yeah,
I thought that was special.
and I was surprised to see Valkyrie. And now, how did she survive? Was she on another ship?
No, she was on the ship with him.
I thought they blew the whole entire ship up.
You know what? They didn't blow the whole ship up.
Thor
but
is floating in the sky.
they brought everybody back. So Thanos did probably kill everybody, but they brought him back. What? They only brought people back who Thanos had killed previous or during the snap.
Yeah, so they would have.
So
I don't know.
I don't know how.
Maybe they were on
I don't know
another
how the people of Ragnarok.
ship. Yeah.
That's a big plot hole.
Yeah, because when I saw Valkyrin, I was like, where did, and I might have to go back and see, like maybe I missed something, but Ragnarok, Asgard exploded. Everybody's on the ship. At the end of Ragnarok, they see Thanos' ship. At the beginning of Infinity War, Thanos is on the ship. Beats up Thor, blows the ship up with the stone. He teleports out of there and it blows the ship up.
Did the ship blow up?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it blew up.
I don't remember this ship blowing up.
And the Guardians of the Galaxy found Thor because he was floating in space and he hit the windshield.
You're right.
So
The ship did blow up.
maybe I'm missing something, but like I didn't expect to see Valkyrie. That's all I'm saying. It was cool to see her, but I didn't expect her to, unless she did the same thing that Thor did.
Let's look this up.
Speaking of Valkyrie, how did you feel about the part where all the female characters?
I thought it was something that I didn't mind it. I didn't think it was a bad thing, but I felt like I kind of felt like that the way I feel about advertising in movies. Like somebody's wearing, like, if they're making fun of advertising in movies, it's like, oh yeah, I'll just go run with my brand new Nikes.
Yeah.
You know, I kind of felt like that.
So you think they were like just trying to show off all the female characters?
Yeah. I felt like that's what it was, and you know, hey ladies, we got you covered. Bam, bam, bam. There goes your 15 seconds of fame. All right, let's get back to the real fights.
I think, because I have a daughter, I think I enjoyed it because she was excited. When she saw that, like, she was super excited. Like, to see all the female characters together.
Yeah.
I can understand where people would think that it was pandering and maybe it was like a little social justice-y. But, I mean, as a father of a little girl, like, Maya loved Captain Marvel.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and to be honest, I'd rather her like Captain Marvel than Black Widow. but I did think it was, they definitely put it in your face. That whole scene.
Oh yeah.
It definitely was put in your face. But I think I was cool with it. I saw a lot of people saying, "Oh man, why they do that? They didn't have to do that. They just pandering and stuff." But I mean, my little girl was excited, so I didn't mind it. Like, I really liked the way Ant-Man, Rudd, what's his first name?
Paul Rudd.
Yeah. I mean, he's just consistently funny to me. Like, in those small ways. And, I mean, to see how they explain him getting out of the quantum realm was simple.
Yeah.
And I didn't mind it.
And you know what?
Because it was so many years later.
Yeah. I felt like it was the one big thing that they never answered, which I thought it was absolutely perfect, which they kept showing different pieces of it, which it could be, was which was the one moment that changed, that caused this particular outcome of the future to not be like the 14 million other ones. And I was like, I found myself throughout the movie, it was like, was it the rat that did it? Was it the rat, or was it like, was it Tony Stark choosing to take it on and snap his fingers? Was that the one moment?
It had to be the rat, because Tony Stark was content with just living his life. Like, he was out of that mode. He was in the woods. He wasn't trying to look for any.
Yeah.
And man, that brings me to, like, I mean, Tony Stark. I mean, Rodney Downey Jr.
Robert Downey Jr.
RDJ killed it. Yeah, I mean, think about this. Ant-Man brings him the solution, right? He denies it, right? Because he's the smartest dude, right? But then he tests it, but he has everything to lose. Nobody else has nothing to lose.
Yeah.
He has a little girl now. Like, so him going to do that, like, he could easily said, you know what? I'm fine with my life right now. I don't have any more stress. I'm just going to live out here with Potts and my little girl. Like, that was a tough decision for him. And I think that showed that he was a true hero, because heroes don't do it just for themselves. They do it for the bigger, like, majority, right? So I think that's one of the reasons why I was okay with Iron Man being the one to die.
Yeah.
Because it just showed, like, they really brung it full circle with Tony Stark.
Oh, yeah.
Like, the conversations that he had with Pepper Potts. She knew that his mind was made up. She knew that she could not stop him, because once he figured out that they can do it, he couldn't let it go.
Yeah.
And, I mean, even the scene with him meeting his father.
Yeah, that was pretty dope.
It was written beautifully. He's they go back to the 1940s. He gets the Tesseract. He has it in a suitcase, and he sees his father. Has a brief conversation inside the building. He's so emotionally involved in seeing his father, he almost forgets the one thing, like, because it was awesome, man. And and then, I mean, with Captain America, he got to see Peggy, you know, like, and and that kind of solidified it for him, like, when this is all over.
In a sense, Captain America did die.
Yeah, he did.
But he got to live out his full life, which I was happy for that.
Yeah.
I was happy for that.
Which, that whole scene with him going back into the past, and
that was pretty dope.
It opens up so many opportunities.
For what?
Because now we're introduced to the multi-universe of the MCU. Because time works different in the MCU than it does in other movies. So let's Back to the Future, like, which in this movie they downplayed, like, time doesn't work like that. If I change something here, it changes here. Yeah. They're saying that it is parallel, right? Yeah. So different timelines. So there were two Captain Americas.
In that first...
when he went back in time, like, two Captain Americas was living in that. Yeah. Like, so...
all the way up until the one Captain America was frozen.
What was dope about it is that when we saw the old Captain America, when it's crazy, for, like they said, for us it was 5 seconds, right? But he had lived his entire life and remembered that I need to be back at this spot on this date. Yeah. Because he didn't
I thought that was pretty dope.
Yeah, he didn't get shot through the portal. He just came back. Like, he lived 90 years and walked up and sat on.
Right. He was just right back in it after being used to all that other... yeah. All the modernistic stuff.
And here's some controversy right here. I want to hear what you got to say. In the comic books, Winter Soldier, Bucky, and
I think Bucky's the most pointless character of all.
Yeah. When he has those guns in the battles, I was like...
like, who are you going to shoot?
He doesn't even use his arm.
He's... you know...
and where are you getting all these bullets?
Right. Like, doesn't he have like this arm in adamantium?
Yeah,
and can
like
do stuff. Can he shoot stuff out his arm?
yeah, like I don't understand that. Like, but back to the scene where Bucky and Sam are standing right there, and they see Captain America sitting on the bench.
Oh yeah.
Both of them in the comic books were Captain America at one point in time. So as me as a fan, it's like,
who's he gonna choose?
yes. And then Bucky says, "Go ahead." Like, how do you feel about Sam Wilson?
Oh, I love
Falcon?
it.
You love it?
There's
There's been a lot of people hating it.
I'm gonna make a shirt that says Captain African America.
Like, I know a lot of people were
Stop
saying
it.
that how's he going to be Captain America?
Because he's the one who Steve Rogers chose.
Yeah. And, I mean,
Plus, his character as Falcon was pretty lame.
yeah.
He needed something else better to do.
Yeah, I don't think they developed his character.
They didn't.
at
They
all.
didn't. They were like, you know what? Let's leave the black folks. Let the black folks handle their movie.
And Bucky Bucky Winter Soldier. But I'm glad to see Sam Wilson take the...
Okay, you brought up another thing that really kind of upset me a little bit. So, I was a little bit upset with the usage in the Avengers of Black Panther.
Yeah.
I felt like he was only there for nostalgia purposes and played no other role other than that.
And this is another point where Black Panther was already written into Endgame before the movie.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you can feel it on the screen, right? Because
Yeah.
they didn't want to give...
He didn't have
Too much.
hardly any speaking roles.
Yeah. So we're seeing it from the point of view of, we've seen Black Panther, we've seen the character that he is, and now we see him in Endgame. But from their perspective, it was, he's in Endgame, now we make the movie. Like, so, I mean, yeah, it comes to a point too, how many characters can you showcase? Too. Because
a lot.
Doctor
It was a
Strange
lot.
is a beast himself.
He is.
And he had to hold up the dam, like, to keep the water from, like, because he could have rocked Thanos a couple of times.
Yeah, he could have.
And
He could have chopped off his hands.
yeah. And I mean, let's go into some Easter eggs too.
All right, go ahead.
One of the biggest Easter eggs, I want to know if you caught this. When they were talking to Black Widow, giving her a report, it was Rowdy, Captain Marvel, Okoye, and Rocket. Remember
Yeah.
the little things?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So there was an earthquake in Wakanda under the water, and Okoye kind of like, it's underwater, who cares? That opened up a big bag, Namor, to come into the fold of the MCU universe.
Who's Namor?
So Namor is a way cooler, way better Aqua character in the MCU.
Don't get me started on Aquaman. Golly.
I think people are going to, like, Namor is the truth. Namor was the first Marvel character ever made.
He wasn't Spider-Man?
No, it was Namor.
Okay.
So Namor in the comic books, Namor and Black Panther have a beef because of the earthquake. Atlantis gets destroyed, so Namor causes a big tidal wave to destroy Wakanda. Like, they go back and forth.
Wow.
So Namor is almost a villain for a long time in the comic books.
Okay.
Like, I mean, he's like the hero that's, what do they call it? The hero that is,
Anti-hero?
yeah, kind of like that. Like, he does his own thing.
I got you.
Yeah. So that was a cool Easter
kinda
egg
like-
to see.
Kind of like plays a role of Nightwing.
Yeah.
He's not really a hero, but he'll do hero stuff as long as he gets paid.
Yeah. Like, and Namor is only for him and his people, nobody else. But I thought that was pretty cool to see that little line drop. I mean, of course, Captain America getting that hammer.
Yeah,
that was a big part.
That was pretty dope. So not to be too long, but I want to know what your overall thoughts are on Endgame was and what you see happening for Phase 4 with the MCU.
I think this last phase was awesome. I think it laid a lot of groundwork. I think Endgame, I think it wrapped up beautifully. Like, it gave a closing arc to Iron Man and Captain America. Like, I think it was written the best way it could. Tony Stark's last words, "I am Iron Man," which was his first words in the first movie when he came out to the public. So he closed it like he opened it. And knowing that the only one thing, the one chance for them to beat him was for him to sacrifice himself. So Doctor Strange let him know, that's your one shot. You got to kill yourself. So,
man, would you do that?
That's tough. If it was for my children to have a better future,
yeah,
like, I think that's why they gave him a daughter, because he has more to fight for.
Yeah.
With his daughter. And another side note, did you recognize the boy that was at the funeral?
No, but I
You
read a
researched
little.
it?
I read a little bit about it. I don't
He was
remember.
the boy from Iron Man 3 that helped him build a suit.
Yeah.
And at the end credits of Endgame, remember we heard the hammer, ding, ding. Remember that?
No, I didn't stay for that.
So at the end of it, it wasn't a scene, but it was a noise, like somebody was building armor. So maybe he takes on the mantle. But
I thought it was gonna be Pepper Potts.
I think she's gonna be done. She might help out in the beginning, but as an actor, I think she's done with the MCU. But what I'm looking forward to, they set up the galactic phase of the MCU. Everything has been contained to Earth. We had the Guardians of the Galaxy, Captain Marvel. Now we know that Thor is with Guardians of the Galaxy.
As Guardians of the Galaxy.
Can't wait to see what James Gunn does with that. They gave him a present, like, to have Thor.
Yeah, they did.
I want to see Nova. I would love to see a Nova character.
I'm more anxious about Guardians of the Galaxy just because I don't know what Gamora's thinking.
Yeah, this is not the same Gamora.
Yeah.
So that's
Gamora
interesting.
is dead, but this is another timeline Gamora.
Yeah, and we see Peter Quill checking on her, seeing where she's at. Like, they don't have that same love interest anymore. But yeah, I'm interested to see that. There's been rumors of Adam Warlock being introduced, which I thought was going to be introduced in this phase, but I understand why they kept him, because it's other stuff.
I just had a thought.
Adam Warlock in the comic book, controls the realm of the soul gem. Yeah. So we might see characters come back.
Already, that'd be dope.
Yeah.
Here's a question that I had. Just kind of just thinking as you were talking. When Hulk snapped his fingers, everybody came back.
Yeah.
Did everybody come back in the manner or place or area that they originally were, or did they come back safely? Because I'm thinking, there had to have been people in an airplane.
Yeah, I instantly thought about that when you said that. Or they were driving. Like,
right?
Could you see some people on the highway just flipping down the highway?
And they right back out.
Yeah. That's true.
People just show up in an airplane.
That's the power of TV, folks.
Just
That's
follow.
the power of TV.
That'd be hilarious.
That
I'd like to see a spoof of that.
Yeah, that would be hilarious. Like, where were you when you came back? just like an arc when you load in and it glitches.
Yes,
and you be thousands
Just
of
be
feet in the
flowing.
air. Man, that's interesting. So, what do you are you excited about the next phase, or are you like I don't
Hey, Miss Evelyn.
I don't care anymore?
I'm not as heavily invested. I am still invested. I'm excited about what's coming up next. I'm gonna have to do some more reading, graphic novel reading, if that's how we want to say it. I just call them comics. Like I said before, I'm so anxious for this next Guardians of the Galaxy. That's probably my favorite movie series.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm excited for that. I'd like to see if and how they portray Adam Warlock and whether or not they would actually reboot another Howard the Duck movie.
It's been confirmed they are doing a Howard the Duck.
They
and
are.
It's going to be an animation on Disney Plus. I think that's the best route for him.
Yeah.
Like for Howard the Duck. Did you see Howard the Duck in Endgame?
Oh, he was walking, wasn't he?
He was
and he
in
had like a
Endgame.
little potato gun or something like that. Yeah.
So I'm interested to see, like, in the cartoon, he'd be like, yeah, I was at the battle. Like, I put in my work. Like,
put in work.
yeah, like, so that was crazy to see Howard the Duck. I was geeking out. My family was like, what? I don't see nothing. Like, I was like, Howard the Duck.
Yeah.
But it was pretty cool. I'm excited. It's so much. If you haven't seen it, go see it. Like, it's a great time. That's all I gotta say about it. I love it.
Yeah. Great job. With the exception of Captain Marvel. We already talked about that.
Yeah. But I give it a 9 out of 10.
Yeah. 9, 8.5. It's all the same.
Yeah.
Great stuff. And we're back. Xander.
Let's
talk about some Game of Thrones. And we have special guests today with us. Miss Andre.
She is back.
Miss Sunday. I'm sorry. Excuse me. Miss Sunday. We got Miss Sunday with us. How'd it go?
She made it back for episode 5.
Check out it.
Oh my God.
Oh man. So yeah, we are now awaiting the very last episode of the series of Game of Thrones, and we're just now talking about it. Xander just caught up recently. He binge watched all of Game of Thrones. It's been a long time coming. And so tell me, what do you think? What do you think so much? Well, not what do you think so much? What has been the biggest shocker of the series to you?
I think the biggest shocker for me was, of course, the red wedding. That was crazy.
Had you heard about the red wedding?
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, everybody's been talking about it. I've been loving the series so far. I hate all the nudity in it because I just can't watch it anywhere. Like, you have to be in a specific spot to watch this.
Oh yeah.
But
Most definitely can't watch that at the library.
no. I mean, you can, but you're gonna get locked up.
Yeah.
But the red wedding. Another one. I know this is not funny, but it cracks me up every time.
Let him know, son. Let him know.
Oh, what's the brother name? Jeffrey's brother.
Joffrey.
Joffrey's brother.
I know who you. I can't remember his name right off the top of my
Let
head.
me tell you, when he went to go put that crown down, he jumped out that window. Oh, I know it's not funny.
gosh.
I know it's not funny, but that was hilarious to me. I'm like, he was just like done. Yeah, he was done. Like he
Oh, his name was Tommen.
Tommen, yeah.
Yeah.
He jumped off the top rope like that boy. Well, he did have the decency to put the crown down.
He said he put that one leg and had that hand up there. He's like,
Gone. Like, I mean, that was a shocking moment too, though. Like his Cersei blew up the scepter. Was
the sept.
Yeah, the scepter.
Yeah.
Like, wow. Like ruthless.
Yeah. I think for me that was probably the most shocking moment right there was when Cersei blew up the sept. I was like, what? Wait, nothing about this. Nothing about this adds up at all. Why are you doing this? No. And then even when it blew up, I was such a huge Marjorie fan that I was like, okay,
Yeah, I hated.
you're
that
not
Marjorie.
you're not gonna die because it's not that big.
She knew though, right?
It's not that. Yeah.
But they wouldn't let her out.
They wouldn't. And when I saw that fire break through, oh man. I was
What's it called? Dragon's Breath
I
or
was
something?
I was distraught. It was wildfire.
Wildfire. Yeah, man. That was crazy, man. Like, here's the thing too. Since I haven't been watching Game of Thrones from the beginning, I caught up, so I was able to watch them back to back. It was, I think it was it was very enjoyable.
I have not been back to back since season 5.
Like, just to watch them back to back to back, like it's a great show. Like, I hate that I didn't watch it earlier,
Yeah.
but I'm glad I'm here now.
Yeah.
And I mean, the Red Wedding, the character development is awesome. Like, and now
Now that we're up to where we are now,
season 8.
Season 8 seems to have taken a decline.
What was episode 1 of season 8? That was okay. So that's the thing with watching them back to back. So I finished the last episode of season 7 and was able to immediately see episode 1 of season 8, and I didn't have all the anticipation,
the
that
waiting
everybody,
for 2 years.
and I didn't realize it was 2 years.
Yes, bro, it's been 2 years.
Yeah, see, I didn't have to deal with any of that. So, I mean, let's talk about the Night King.
Okay,
8 seasons.
This has been culminating for 10 years.
Yeah.
And for it to play out the way that it did was, to me, the biggest letdown.
First of all, that episode, the Battle of Winterfell, it came out the same weekend as the Avengers.
Yeah.
That was pretty epic, though.
It
Like
was
that they came back.
It was epic. After having time to like let it settle, I kind of keep going back and forth as far as which one was the best, because I saw both Endgame and the Battle of Winterfell on the same day, and at that time the Battle of Winterfell grossly outshadowed Endgame.
Was it because of your anticipation of, like,
Yes.
seeing the Night King?
Yeah, I think it was the anticipation, the longevity of how long this has been building, this anticipation has been building, and then the sheer and utter just like disbelief that like they can win. Because when he rose up everybody else that was dead, I was like, oh, well, y'all ain't gonna win nothing.
The thing about it was an epic battle. Messed up that you sent the Kari. What's the tribe? Dothraki. You sent the Dothraki out there first as sacrificial lambs.
well, okay. So some of them didn't come back. Some of them did. Some
Yes,
of them, like
they
a lot
did,
of
yeah.
them did return.
Yep,
but a
okay.
lot of them were turned immediately.
Like
them flaming swords went out quick.
that was a pretty epic scene.
It was.
Even though this whole episode was dark.
It was totes.
I thought my TV was messed up the whole time. I'm like, what is going on? Like, it's so dark. But I mean, then we just see the wave. Like, it was like a tidal wave of dead
It most certainly was. And they just kept coming.
That's what
They
she said.
kept coming. They were pounding the front door, penetrating the front lines.
Insert.
Insert expletive there.
But okay, I like the scene of the dragons, right? We see Jon Snow, and
That's not his name.
yeah, but we see him. He can ride a dragon now, like, and I wish that the battles between the Night King and Jon Snow were more. Like, they didn't even get to battle, really. They battled in the air.
I wanted the Night King to at least say something. He ain't say nothing.
He was mute. Like,
Like, at least the other ones could yell.
I think the best scene for me in that, though, was, what's the little girl name that was the
Arya?
no, not Arya, the
that
fought the giant.
Lady Lyanna.
Yes, Lady Lyanna.
Yeah, well, yeah, I guess she was a lady.
Yeah, and she took on that giant. Like, that was cold blooded.
She went out like a gangster.
Yes, crushed all her little bones.
Yes, it did.
Yes, Lord.
She was like, okay.
I think that was. I mean, and the Night King just rolled up in there, and everybody. Yeah. Now that I think about it, it was a good battle, but I think the battle between when Jon Snow was taking back Winterfell was better.
Oh, the Battle of the Bastards?
Yes, I
Yeah.
think the Battle of the Bastards was better.
I can see that.
With the formations and the, like, him just bodies on top of bodies.
I think that was more emotional. I think this one was. If they would have came out, once again, we're going back to timing. If this season would have came out a year ago, it probably would have been received a lot differently. But the fact that we waited just about 2 years to see this means expectations could not have been any higher. And I think for the crew, the people that have been there since day one, people that have been there since, early on, to see everything play out the way that it is, we feel cheated.
Yeah.
I'm now, again, I'm not saying that I was there day one, but I can certainly understand the feeling of being cheated out of such a moment for the fans. It would be like, it'd be like if you were watching the Avengers Endgame, and then somehow Black Widow defeats Thanos.
Yeah.
Like, that's like, really? That's
And
really?
I could see, like, we saw Arya grow up right before our eyes.
Oh yeah.
Like,
Oh, of course you did.
yeah, for real.
Right before your eye.
But with the whole thing with the, like, becoming an assassin and stuff like that, like, that's cool. But
A girl is no one.
I don't think I was ready for her to be new.
Nobody was, and
Like,
that was
I was like,
that
hold
was
on,
what.
this is kind of weird.
You know what? It's so funny.
I think
that
I might go to jail.
It's so funny that you say that, because I distinctively remember, like, when I turned 20, I remember this huge thing where, like, older guys were like, I cannot wait until Mary Kate and Ashley Olsen turn 18. Like, that was that was the thing. And, like, to go from that to this, and it's like, it's a weird kind of dichotomy
weird.
of like how men's psyches are. I guess since it's more in your face, that whole statutory kind of thing is so much more prevalent than it was back then. Then it's like that.
It was hard for me to see Sansa.
Oh yeah,
Like,
yeah, most
I'm like,
definitely.
she was a child.
Most definitely, yeah.
But for Arya, like, that was
It's weird because that's not her role, right?
yeah.
So it's I don't know.
Yeah, but I mean,
She's like one of the guys.
yeah. But I mean, So we go to the Night King after he raises the dead. He doesn't even pull up a sword for Jon Snow. Like, no fight or nothing. He continues to go straight to the garden to kill Bran. Still don't know up into episode 5 why the Night King wanted to kill Bran. And we'll never know because the Night King is dead. Like,
Now, I think the Night King wanted to kill. I don't know. My thinking is the Night King wanted to kill Bran because he thought Bran essentially was the only person that could kill him. So if he takes out him at
He's
being the
unstoppable.
three-eyed raven, then yeah, he's absolutely unstoppable in his quest to make it a never-ending night and raise up an army of the dead.
it felt like that stuff was like it was so assumed. Like they assumed so much that so much interpretation maybe is more defined in the books.
Yeah. Oh, most definitely.
But-
So now, to me, it kind of goes the same with the way the Harry Potter series was. Did you ever see any of those movies?
Never saw.
Okay, so there's a lot. I've both seen the movies and read the books, right?
Yeah.
So there's a lot in the movies that's assumed because you only have so much time to put into the movies that the book completely the book explains, but it's left out in the movies for whatever reason.
But I feel like maybe it's just season 8, but I felt like I got so much context in other seasons. I don't understand why season 8 is only 6 episodes. Is it monetary? Is it? What is it? Because I feel like some of this stuff is so rushed.
Yeah, I don't know. If I had to put my finger on it, I would say that it's probably a combination of how they want to tell the story and how many episodes HBO said they would give them.
Yeah.
And how they said or I guess kind of the deal of what they said. Okay, this is the story that we're going to tell in season 8. These are the episodes that we're going to need. That we're going to need to set up the ultimate, the ultimate ending, and then we need so much time here because this is going to be long. We have to show these certain things, blah blah blah, and there you go.
Yeah.
And so I don't know. I feel like they could have made it into 10 different episodes, which, I mean, if you actually do the math, it actually comes out to like 8 episodes because the last 4 are all an hour and 20 minutes.
Yeah.
So technically it's, well, I guess it's like 5 hours.
Wouldn't you like to
Or
see
5,
though
7 episodes.
the battle of Winterfell? That could have been 2 episodes.
Yes, yeah, I agree. I feel like it should have been longer. The resolution is what I have the issue with. Yeah. I don't have a problem with the fact that they resolved it. I have a problem with how they resolved it and how quickly.
Here's the thing: from episode 1, it was this threat of like the undead.
Yeah.
And what they got, Ice Walkers or
White Walkers.
White Walkers.
Yeah.
This whole from the beginning, the first scenes, and the Night King dies. First of all, let me go back because he's walking to the garden, and then all the dudes with the perms,
Those are the White Walkers.
like
They don't do nothing.
they
They don't do nothing.
like one of them turned their head when they saw Arya jump out from nowhere.
Well, by the time he turned his head, it was already too late because she had already blew past him.
Yeah, and then he catches her by the neck, and she does a little flip down and stabs him in the thigh, and that's it. All the army is gone.
He stabbed him in the gut.
And yeah, in the gut, and that's it.
Yep.
I feel so.
You feel so cheated.
Yeah, like
I mean, it's baller for Arya's character, and it was so gangster the way he did it. But we were both in shock of, number one, that it was Arya,
Yeah, I tell you what. In the moment, it was exciting.
Yeah,
In the moment,
because you had absolutely no hope at that point,
yeah,
except for I hope by doing this there's some type of Matrix Revolutions type thing where Brand becomes part of the system and destroys it from within or something like that.
and doesn't. I don't know. It's a weird resemblance of Bran and the Night King. For some reason, every time, like,
Interesting.
look-
Probably the nose and probably both Jewish.
and like the jawline.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Like,
yeah.
watch. I'm gonna put a picture up. Look at the Night King and look at Bran.
I didn't see that. Right
Like,
there.
I just wanted some type of, like, I mean, of course, earlier in the series they showed the Night King and how he was formed. But like I said, I haven't read the books. But I would have liked to seen some, like, conversation with the Night King and Bran.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
some type of, like, oh, I was you, you were me, or this is why. Yeah, I don't know. Like,
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. I mean,
will he come back, you think? Will?
no.
That's it.
He's already been destroyed. The whole army of the dead has been destroyed. So why? I mean, and number one, that's a huge gamble.
Yes.
You don't even know if that's true.
Yeah.
I know. I was just like, I was thinking that the whole time. Y'all have this whole huge plan to kill him in hopes that that's the one that did. Like, what if that did not?
I think, didn't John, like, fight one and another one fell down when he cut him? Like, it was, so John kind of knew, but nobody else knew.
No, they all. Well, I don't know. I want to say I remember something like that.
And
I think when he told everybody about how, you know, because I think he said it a couple of times. If you defeat the Night King, then the rest will fall.
yeah.
Something along those lines. But
Did so that guy that had the little crazy house in the north, the deep north, that was giving his sons to the Nightwalkers. Now,
Yeah.
do you think any of those, all those dead now?
yeah, those
Everybody's dead.
the guy that was given all those sons, those eventually
Night
became
Walkers.
the Night Walkers.
So they're like the lieutenants or something, which they didn't do nothing. Like,
They came in after the regular Walker.
were they fighting?
Yeah.
Oh, they were.
They were fighting. They came in after they were like sacrificing themselves on the pikes.
Yeah.
So and then
yeah.
that's when they became engaged in the battle. But even still, like, unless you were paying attention to it, it was forgettable.
I mean, I was super excited to see. I mean, this is going back because I'm blending, I guess, the end of season 7 to this. But we had the dragon. They got defeated,
Yeah.
and he turned it into a zombie dragon,
Yeah.
shooting ice and stuff.
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty cool.
Now I really would have enjoyed seeing John be like engulfed in flames and then come out just like
I know.
unscathed. I was hoping for something like that.
But I guess everybody would have known then.
I have a feeling that John is actually going to die again because it seems like
This
That
is your
would-
prediction for episode 6.
yeah, for the last episode.
Well, yeah, that's the last episode.
I feel like he should, just because the right thing to do would be to crown him king when he doesn't want it. But I don't think he just knowing how the world works in here, the thing that seems the most right is never the right decision. And it never
Yeah,
it almost
you're right.
never happens. We see that with Lord Stark in the first season.
Yep.
You see it with Robb Stark
Yep.
and his mom. You see it with Tyrion. Even though he does the right things, he always gets the short end of the stick.
Doo-doo. Man, but yeah, that's. Remember we were talking after we didn't say anything about episode 5, which we're gonna get into, because we wanted to talk about it here. We want to be, but I told you I got a feeling that episode 6 is gonna be so disappointing. This was before episode 5, right?
Yeah.
I said this.
Yeah.
So let's talk about episode 5. The forces are depleted because they fought.
Check out it. You see, you got half that hair burnt off.
It's just
Check out it.
yeah. Grey Worm definitely snapped
Oh yeah.
when he saw that. And so here's the thing. Episode 5, let's jump into it. A lot of people were saying that this is not Daenerys. She would never do this. But she's been doing it the entire series.
She has.
In the name of good.
She's been destroying people.
And remember, what's the dude that loved her, but she couldn't love him the way she...
Yeah. Ariana's cousin.
Yeah. But it was another older dude. He was like a warrior or something. I forgot his name.
Oh yeah, X-Pac.
He told her
X-Pac from DX.
but he told her that
She told him to stay in Marine.
was... You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
The older guy?
The fighting dude.
Yeah. And he told her that sometimes showing mercy to the unjust is better than, burning them alive.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, and that's when she stopped. That's when she stopped killing people, because that was right after the
when she crucified all the folks. God. Like, that's what I'm trying to figure out. Like, all these people are like, this is so out of character. For her.
Okay. So I have my thoughts upon that. Okay, so if you remember in season 4, when she's talking to John and she's begging him not to tell old snitchy McRat Sansa.
Yeah.
Right?
Sansa, low key, she might get that throne. But I digress. Go
She
ahead.
ain't gonna get the throne. She probably could. So she tells John, if you want me to be your queen, then you know what to do. Okay, she gave him the direction. She knew what was gonna happen if he told. And so fast forward to episode 5, when they are ringing the bells.
Yes.
If you think back to the very beginning of episode 5, Varys is sitting down writing these letters,
Yes.
and you have to keep that in your mind, that Varys is sending these letters out with his little birds, with your kids.
To who?
He's sending them out to people that are in
Westeros?
Yeah, that are in Westeros.
Or, okay.
These or he's sending these letters out to people that are going to go to all the 7 kingdoms, right?
Okay.
So with that in mind, she has, in Daenerys' mind, she has to destroy everything, because
Wow.
if she destroys everything, then she can also destroy the messages, and she knows that Varys has little birds going out there.
So you think that this was more of a tactical move?
I think she felt, she knew John. She knew it was already confirmed. She knew John had already told, and I think that she felt that she had to, in order to save her claim to the throne, she had to destroy King's Landing.
That's an interesting point. I never looked at it like that. I thought that she just became the Mad Queen because, I mean, they've been hinting at it, and usually when a character despises their parents or loved ones or a leader so much, and they keep saying, I will never be that, never be that, never be that, they usually become
Exactly that. Yeah.
So it was,
I think that's part of it. Yeah.
and I remember, like, I just been reading all these comments though. Like, people are so mad at them. It's like saying that she's out of character. But for me, man, like, let's go back. Everybody that she hated, they got burned. Like, She made examples of people. She crucified people, and they were not good people. She locked up 2 people in a safe to die. Like, of course they weren't.
Oh, they deserve that.
Yeah, they did, because they were scheming on the little hood rat schemed on her. But
I was like, black people, we got to do better.
I know, but
Ulterior motives and whatnot.
when she heard the bell, in my mind, like that's interesting that you said that. I'm just going, because I'm starting to shift what I'm thinking, because you might be right. But what I initially thought was that she heard the bells, and she was like, every time I listen to somebody, it always comes back. Because Marine, she could not get control of that at all.
Not one bit.
Like, oh, that was we'll have to do, after season 6, we'll do a whole wrap up. Because Marine was crazy. I did not see that coming at the Coliseum.
Oh, what was it? What were they called? What was the?
I forgot what they were called.
It was killing everybody.
But we'll get it on the recap. But every time, like I said, every time she listened to someone, it backfired on her. So I think in her mind was like, you know what? Nah, I can't do it. Like, I can't trust nobody. John betrayed me.
Yeah.
He don't want to give it up, even though that's his auntie. Like,
yeah.
So it's like, it's me against everybody. All her friends are dead.
Yeah.
When she gave that collar to Grey Worm, he threw it in the fire, signaling that I'm done. Like, everybody is burning. So she was closer to Grey Worm than pretty much everybody else.
Yeah.
And when she saw how furious he was, she was like, you know what? Let them all burn. And that was an epic scene when Tyrion was looking at her after the bells rang. I was like, did you see her? You know what I thought was going to happen? I thought they were going to ring the bell. They were going to go to the castle or the palace, whatever it's called. And Cersei was going to try to trick them and kill them. Then it was going to backfire on Cersei. And then the dragon burned Cersei.
I think that's what everybody thought.
I did not
happened.
expect her to, because she always said, Tyrion said that you don't want to be queen of the ashes. And man, she, like, first of all, those scenes were epic.
You know what I really believe? I really believe that in that moment where she heard the bells, I think there was a lot that was going on in her head. She was, kind of trying to come to grips with the fact that she could very well possibly lose everything that she's wanted.
Yeah.
Because Jon has this claim to the throne that's over her.
Oh, yeah.
Along with the fact...
Oh, you're right.
Along with the fact that nobody in the Seven Kingdoms will want her as their queen, because Sansa has that information of who Jon is.
So Varys sent that to...
I believe Varys
all the kingdoms.
He sent that out to all the kingdoms.
Wow.
And
I think
and coupled with the fact that I felt like the only place that she could actually rule where people love her is Meereen.
Yeah.
And she could rule with one dragon.
But that's not even in Westeros.
Exactly. So I think she was like, well, bump this. If I can't even rule the place that I can rule, and nobody loves me here, yeah. And I think that was another one of her
And
things.
she told Jon that I'll rule in fear.
Yeah.
Like, they will fear me. And what way to send fear throughout the Seven Kingdoms?
I'm burning everybody.
King's Landing. Like, you destroyed King's Landing. The
Yes,
Red Keep is gone. Never overtaken.
Fell.
And I mean,
and
Daenerys lost 2 dragons too. So that's a part of her madness.
Great. This was I now that I'm thinking about it, I think the subtle moments that people kind of overlook, were pretty masterfully done.
Yeah,
And
this episode was great.
so you think, think back to when Jamie and Brienne Tarth are they're in that bath, and Jamie's telling Brienne why he got the name the Mad King and the reason why he killed.
Refresh me.
So he's telling her that he was sitting there and he was supposed to be protecting the king, the Mad King Targaryen. I forget his first name. And
Agos or something. Argos.
something like that.
Yeah.
And so he starts saying that he starts going crazy. He's like, everybody's against me. I'm gonna blow up everything. So he had wildfire hidden place at all points in King's Landing and wanted to blow it up.
Wow. And
So
they
that's why they had the wildfire.
Bro,
And think about this.
It did.
Exactly. You see the wildfire
I was
blowing
wondering
up
where that wildfire
everywhere. You
Yeah.
see it blowing up everywhere. So she has
finished.
innocent. Exactly. She had
Bro.
finished and surpassed even her father. I thought that was a great
I was
symbolism.
wondering why there was. I'm like, I thought all the wildfire was destroyed when.
No.
So, wow, it's like, yeah. So to make the destruction even more,
Yeah.
like set it throughout the city and
Yeah.
have the.
It was symbolism that goes further
tell you.
past. I tell you, and
She completed, didn't even despise her father, but did exactly what he wanted to do.
And I think, you know what? I just thought about this. I think in that moment, she probably did not despise her father. I think she understood.
Why he? I think so too.
The hypocrisy and the
I think
bureaucracy that comes with King's Landing, and even I'm doing this thing for you, and the frustration that comes with, even though I'm doing all these great things and I'm a better person than person A over here,
But y'all loyal.
you
to
still
her.
hate me and you
Yeah.
want somebody else.
Yeah, bro, you right. And I think she made that decision when she told Tyrion, when Tyrion said, "But that doesn't matter now."
Yeah,
And
yeah.
she's like, "Nope, it don't matter."
It doesn't matter.
Like that, bro. And then here's another. This episode was to me way better than the Battle of Winterfell. When Arya went into the city, and so she went to go with the Hound, and I love that moment, of course, where they've been friends. Great, that was a great partnership throughout the whole series.
Yeah, it was.
And
Hashtag Click Game Bowl.
and so he was telling her that you don't want to be like me. Like, so she leaves, and she's in the city. I think Arya might get Daenerys. I don't know.
I hope they don't do that. I hope that they make it more.
I tell you
I
what,
hope that
though,
they make it more substantial than just Arya, because that to me is the easy way out.
It
I think
is.
the
Maybe that's the
hardest
most
way
convincing.
would have to be Jon.
Yeah,
think
because he loves her.
Jon would have to do that in order for them to save everything. Jon would have to, because Jon is he's Batman. He's the incorruptible, and he's the immovable object for this unstoppable force.
Yeah, I think so. You right. I mean, one thing that I liked about, everybody is bashing the writing. They're saying that, oh, that was bad, out of character. I didn't think it was out of character.
Nah.
And Arya being in the city during the destruction, it's one thing for us to see the dragon above blowing everything up. But when you have a person in it and you're seeing it from a point of view,
Yeah.
oh, it was
Man,
like it made you feel like
I was sitting there watching with my family, and shout out to Joseph Kerr, who called it like 5 minutes before it happened. He was like, you know what? They're gonna burn that woman and that girl, and they're gonna be holding each other. And I'm kidding you. I'm not kidding you. 5 minutes before it happened, he called it.
Wow.
He was like, they're gonna burn each
they
other, and
did
that's
put a lot
what's
of
gonna drive
emphasis
her.
on them.
Yeah.
I was trying to figure out, like, okay, is this one of the little birds? Like, is this girl gonna be the one to maybe shift the mindset of Cersei? You know, like something. Yeah, when here's the thing, like it showed so much helplessness, right? Like them people could not do anything. First of all, it showed the people before the battle closed the things like, okay, we're not warriors. And then, you know what? Another bone chilling thing was that once they took down the wall, like she blew the wall down with the fire, they ran in and the people dropped their swords.
Yeah.
They hear the people saying "ring the bell." That was bone chilling to me.
Yeah.
Ring the bell.
Ring the bell. Ring the bell. Ring the bell. Ring the bell.
I thought that was so cool. Like the people are like, and look, what's her name? Daenerys.
Okay.
Hears that too. You know, like the people have surrendered. They do not want to be. They're not loyal to that queen anymore. Like that's the thing that made it even worse. Like they were like, it's done. Even her soldiers, like, and
Jon couldn't do anything about it.
Oh my God! When Arya, like, when Grey Worm threw that spear.
Oh yeah.
And like he was trying to keep them back. Now I'm scared to see what Grey Worm and Jon gonna fight. And I hate that.
Yeah, I can see that.
I hate that.
I can see that. I can see Jon killing Grey Worm.
Yeah, in front of Daenerys.
Yeah.
And I mean, well, back to Arya. Like, it was one point in the scene where the wall had burst through, and it was somebody running, and it burst again. I thought she died, but it was somebody.
Yeah.
I was like, wow.
I was like, you just gonna kill her like that?
And like, she was just, even when she tried to save the little girl and the daughter, like she like, you gotta get out of here because the Thraki was coming through slicing people. But then you get burned by the like
another. Oh man. Okay. So you're talking about the very end, the way it went off. I thought the writing was great. I thought it was superb. I felt that some of the things should have played out differently.
Okay.
And that's just general for the entire season. I thought the episode was great from a writing standpoint, but I want to point out this symbolism real quick. Okay, so they're following Arya and how she's coming through with everything, and she's trying to save these people.
Yeah. Okay,
so if you remember at the very end, Arya gets up. She sees the mother and daughter. They're burned alive. They're ash.
She's holding a toy.
And what does she see?
A pale horse.
Oh, not in this instance. Not so much a pale horse.
Well, pale means white.
Well, for this instance, we'll say white horse because white horse matches the symbolism that I'm trying to go for. Anytime you hear of a hero returning from battle, the symbolism is the hero returns in on a white horse.
White horse, yeah.
So
maybe I got too spiritual of it.
Imagine the irony of the hero of Winterfell not being able to save anybody and coming home on a white horse, seeing what she saw,
all over.
Seeing exactly what she saw, knowing exactly that
I think it's a double entendre.
That she was the reason that those that they got killed.
Yeah, I think it was a double meaning. I can see that. That's very, like, what I got from it was behold a pale horse, like where that horse symbolized death. Death rode that horse. Like, so the only thing that survives was like the pale horse, the white horse, and around it is destruction and death.
That makes sense.
Like,
I like that one.
But it's both. That's cool. That's why I like doing this with you. I like just different perspectives.
You think we should retroactively go back and review that This Is America video?
Probably one day.
We probably should, because I think me and you have talked about some stuff that I've never heard anybody else talk about.
But the writing, like, let me tell you, the cinematography.
Xander, you used the word, and
that's why I couldn't understand why people were just hating on the writing. I understand it's rushed. I give you that. This season, it feels rushed because I would have liked a little more tipping point for the Mad Queen.
Yeah.
Just a little more. Like,
Oh yeah.
that's why I said that. Look, bro, this how if they surrendered, she walks into the Iron Throne Room, right? And then the Mountain comes and just cuts Grey Worm in half. And cuts, what's another important character? Like somebody that Daenerys, maybe even Tyrion, like just cuts him in half, right? And then Daenerys just flips and just like she like, I can't take no more, and just like that's the only thing. I just wish it was more of a tipping point.
Yeah.
But I understand her going back because first of all, she's been on the edge the whole episode. I mean, not episode, but series. What?
I think Danny watched Endgame. She was like,
And she was like, "Oh, yeah, just like Thanos said."
I feel she had the same thing. She had the same feelings because she actually said something along.
She did.
Along
She
the
said
lines.
She said this in this.
We'll rip them out. I'll rip Cersei out root and stem. And she said, "I'm saving future generations."
So this generation is gone.
Done.
Wow. And wow. This episode was great. Like,
It was great.
it was shots. I mean, Tyrion, Peter Dinklage is an awesome actor. Like, Peter Dinklage walking through and seeing all this. This is, again, the weight of this is that this is his home.
Yeah.
This is his people. This is what he lived in for his entire life.
Yeah.
Like, so to see the person that he thought would bring good just flip the switch and kill everybody, doesn't listen to nothing he says. Everything that he said would played out. He said that if you destroy those forces, the city will not stand behind their queen. Give the people a chance to surrender. They surrender. They're yelling. Ring the bell. The soldiers, she saw that too. She was right there when those soldiers dropped their swords.
She saw it. I saw it.
So now Tyrion is like, I'm dead. Like, if she already don't trust me.
Oh, he was dead before.
Yeah. Because he let his brother
was
go.
saved. He was actually saved. Well, no, he wasn't actually saved. I think Tyrion was already dead before the breach because he had already let Jaime go.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, and that whole thing with Jaime too. Like, let's talk about that. So Tyrion, great scene. I love that. Like, that brotherly love.
Yeah,
like he always looked at the Tyrion.
That was great.
Like, I love that.
I felt that was the epitome of Jaime's character.
Yes,
but he had a flaw, which was his sister.
Great, like, could not give that thing up. Like, and so now he gets kept out of the Red Keep. He can't get into the Red Keep to talk to Cersei to surrender. And old dude, what was his name? From the Iron.
The Mountain.
No, the Iron ships.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he fights him and gets into the bottom of the Red Keep.
Not Theon, but
he's a Lovejoy. What's they called? Greyjoy. Yeah, he's one of them. He's the uncle, right?
Yeah.
So, tell me this.
Euron Greyjoy.
Euron Greyjoy. Tell me this. When Cersei came down in the part where the map was, I thought Arya was gonna jump out.
Yeah. I thought so too. I did not see Arya. I thought that was an interesting character flip because she was. I mean, she was so hell bent
flipped
on
fast.
dying.
She flipped fast.
She did.
Was it because the Hound was so genuine at that moment? Like he was like, man, you don't want to be like me. Like, I don't know.
Maybe.
But
where was he going? Was he just going to die?
well, he was going to fight. He knew where his brother was.
I assumed that. I just thought that he was leaving and she was going to find him.
Well, he knew fighting his brother. It was and the Red Keep was breaking down. So they knew that in a second this is coming down.
Yeah.
And then Jamie comes out to meet Cersei.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my God, Jamie is going to kill Cersei.
I didn't think that not one bit.
I thought
You know what? I did think it. When they was hugging, I thought
yes, he's going to snap her neck.
I thought he was going to
I thought something like he's going to do it because I don't know. I just thought, I don't know why Cersei had to die some dramatic way. That's all I knew.
I thought she.
And so let's get to it. So they go down to the bottom of the Red Keep where they keep the dragons, right? That part to get out is blocked.
Yeah.
So they can't get out. They're about to be buried alive. I don't want to die. Please don't let me die. Please don't let me die. And a lot of people are saying that they felt sorry for it for a little bit.
Bump that.
I've never
I was like, no, this is too good for you. I hope that she survives.
Me too.
Just so she can die.
I think she does.
For real.
I think she
believe
does.
so too.
I don't think that's the way she died.
It shouldn't be. If it is, then I'll say.
Oh my.
Then I'll say shame on you. Shame on you for writing a poetic way for her to go out.
A rock killed you.
No. Okay, Cersei had no remorse when she blew up the Sept.
Nothing.
Innocent people, mind you.
Her people.
Exactly. When she blew up the Sept, when she took over.
She got Ned killed.
Yes. No, that wasn't so much her.
Well, yeah, Joffrey.
But who was it when she had what you call it?
She did the red wedding. She set that up, right?
No.
Oh, her dad did.
Yeah.
Dang,
she was
her
always
dad was a
now
G.
now if you look at the dichotomy between Cersei and Tyrone, she is ever since the very beginning, she has always been trying to either be the best son that Tywin ever had, with her wits, but she never had it.
He never respected that.
He didn't, and the only reason he didn't respect her was because she was a woman.
Yep.
That's it.
Yeah.
He respected Tyrion more than he respected her, and she couldn't stand it.
Yeah. Yeah, and I don't think that's my prediction with you, man.
Yeah.
I don't think she's dead.
I hope she's not.
Because all the deaths that we seen in this, like gruesome deaths, and that's the way she does. No, that's not.
Oh, let's not forget Shane, what she did to that lady.
Oh, man. Oh my goodness, I forgot about that.
Yeah, she let the mountain plant his mountain.
Dang. And then
then
the mother and the daughter, where she gave her poison.
Yeah.
And made her stare.
Yeah.
Woo! And said that I would keep you alive to watch her body rot.
Yeah.
I was like, dang. Like, Cersei.
She's vindictive.
Yes.
And what she got was poetic, and it did not match.
Yeah, hugging the person she's most comfortable with. Like, no. And
if you remember back to, I think it was the first or second season, when that witch told Cersei that all three of her kids were going to die and she was going to die in the embrace of her lover, or no, she was going to die
around her neck, right? Like something around.
Yeah.
Like somebody choking her out.
Yeah, it was the word was actually her brother, so she can't be dead.
The prophecy.
No, the prophecy's not fulfilled because it was fulfilled for her three kids. All three of her kids were dead.
Yeah, in gruesome ways.
So she has to be. It has to be Tyrion.
Yeah. Wow.
Because I don't think Jamie would survive that.
He was already dying.
And I don't think he would choke her. But I think she would.
He only got one hand, too.
I think Tyrion, yeah. Well, men are strong now. I'm just playing.
He could put that gold stub on her.
I'm surprised he didn't like hit Euron with that.
Yeah.
Like
He did.
Ping, ping, ping.
He hit him one time. But yeah, he didn't use that to his full advantage.
No,
he did one time when he caught
did.
the blade.
Yeah.
And yeah. But let's talk about this. One of the greatest shots and scenes to me was the Hound in the Mountain.
The Game Bowl.
Like that was, first of all, the little dude, the way the mountain grabbed him, it's ruthless.
Protect your queen.
Decatus.
Dracarys. I said Dracarys. Dracarys.
That was like, okay, the mountain was like, forget that. This is the dude I want to kill.
Oh, yeah.
And then I didn't understand the Hound. Like he just let Cersei. I would have hit her with a couple of two pieces.
I figured he thought Arya might have been coming right behind him.
Oh, to give her that satisfaction.
Yeah.
Yeah, the mountain and the Hound. Like I'm surprised he didn't give her two pieces, but I guess he was waiting on Arya to,
Oh, yeah.
she really wanted her.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought that fight was like that scene of the mountain on top of the stairs and then opening and the dragon flies by. Like that scene was
It
awesome,
was so dope.
man.
That was a dope shot.
And like we finally see the mountain and I mean just this decaying body and the Hound is fighting as hard as he can.
And there's nothing he can do.
Nothing can he do.
Stabs dude in his eye. He stabbed stabs him in the chest. He pulls it out. Didn't flinch. Stabs dude in the eye and he's just like,
But before that, the eye, he put his thumbs.
Oh, yeah.
He was doing his Mortal Kombat signature move.
yeah, right?
Oh, flashback. When the mountain, when he hit that boy in the
You
mouth.
raped her. You murdered her.
He hit her in the mouth, and them chiclets came out of his mouth. They said, and I think I rewound that 1,000 times.
I know that you found that hilarious.
I
know that you found that hilarious.
Because first of all, he hit him so hard that all his teeth, like that's what your mama used to tell you. You know,
I'm gonna knock you so hard.
I've never
to make
seen
your
it.
teeth fall
He said,
out.
"I'm gonna knock your teeth out." The mountain did it, like all his teeth. Then he bust his head like a watermelon, like the sound, and to hear his sister scream, that was crazy. And even Cersei said that, I still remember when your brother's head burst. I was like, God. But
Yeah, Cersei vindictive, bro.
so the mountain tried to do his signature move on the Hound, and he stabbed him in the eye. He falls back. I thought it was so poetic the way the Hound killed the mountain.
Yeah, I thought it was. I thought
Right
it was
into
too.
the thing, like the two things that he was afraid of, he overcame them. Of course, he died, but
mean,
the
did he-
mountain
did he
and the
really?
fire, like when he fell into the fire.
That was very poetic.
Yeah, like the things that he was most terrified of, he overcame them. Of course, like I said, he died.
Yeah,
So
so
I don't know how
there you
much
go.
he overcame,
Yeah, there you go.
but yeah, I thought that was a highlight of the show. And of course, we talked about that. Cersei, she can't be dead. Please don't be dead. She
She can't be.
deserves.
She
way
deserves
more.
way more. She deserves to die by the hands of her brother.
Yes. And what was the last scene was Arya on the horse, right?
Yeah.
They have a way of keeping you like
Just
on
invested.
pins and needles.
Invested. So
Let's talk about predictions. We talked about one. We said that Cersei can't be dead.
no.
You said that Jon would be the one to kill Daenerys.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who is going to take the throne? I feel like Jon is an obvious thing for John.
Yeah, it's too obvious for John to take.
I
this
say
role.
Sansa. That's my wild card. Sansa is in Winterfell. She has more support. If John dies, Bran doesn't want it. Arya doesn't want it. Sansa seems like the lady, right?
Yeah.
She always, since the beginning of season 1, she always wanted to be the queen. Always wanted to be the princess. Like, she wanted that, right?
Mm-hmm.
But now she's matured and she understands the role. That's just a wild card.
I think it could be Sansa. I kind of think that John's gonna die in some form or
who will
fashion.
kill him?
If I had to guess, I don't know.
What if John used the dragon and killed Daenerys?
No, that would never happen.
Now he is a Targaryen, and those dragons were very comfortable around him.
I think you know what I actually think. Now that you say that, I think Daenerys would probably kill herself. I think something like that, like the dragon, would come over to John.
Oh my goodness!
Like if the dragon somehow
to give his allegiance,
gave his allegiance to John and no longer obeyed her, I think she would probably kill herself after that. And I could see that happening, which would be sad and it would be tragic. And then John would just be a knight, or maybe just go, I don't know, go back into the wildlands and live someplace.
Yeah.
Up north.
Wow, that's an interesting prediction. Like, because she already knows that everybody loves John.
Yeah.
Like,
and I think she'll refuse to play second fiddle. She just will. Either that or she'll go back to Marine, which I don't think she's going to do.
No. Wow. I think Grey Worm will die.
Oh, yeah. If Grey Worm survives, then I'll be like right on, black people, but man, why you got to take everything away from us?
What about Tyrion? Oh, that'd be cold-blooded if he died.
Who would kill Tyrion, though?
Cersei?
No. I think Tyrion will die, but I think Daenerys will kill him. Because
that could be her tipping point to give it to Jon. Like, she's like, okay, I done went too far.
No, I don't think she's way past that point. I think because she, in her eyes, Tyrion has failed her numerous times in a row.
Wow, he could die in the beginning of the episode.
I don't think it'll be the beginning of the episode because they still have to find Cersei. I don't believe that she's dead.
Yeah, I don't believe she's dead.
I think Tyrion's gonna find her. Tyrion's gonna kill her. And then somehow he's gonna go to her and
do we know how long this episode is gonna be?
It should be an hour and a half.
Cause it's so not thinking about us trying to predict it. A lot of stuff, like what's gonna happen to Bran, what's gonna happen to Arya.
No, but nobody knows.
Sansa, like I predicted that she'd be on the throne, but who knows? Like it's a lot of things they need to tie up.
Yeah, it's a lot.
I'm hoping that I'm not disappointed.
We probably might be.
Yeah,
we probably might be really, really disappointed. But I don't know. I hope everything is wrapped up in a manner that's pleasing, and it kind of is like, okay, all right, cool. I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
So.
Yep.
So Game of Thrones wrap up. We'll see next week. We'll discuss the series finale of Game of Thrones.
Yeah, we'll break that down and comments, and we'll just talk about the whole series in a
nutshell.
Yeah.
Thanks for tuning in.
Peace.
Peace.